FABER CASTELL Polychromos have just brought out 20 new colours, and so I've ordered a set and they've just arrived today. I'm going to get into them and see what they are like. It's quite exciting. When I noticed them online, there seemed to be some very light colours. Now, those of you who have done other videos with me will know that actually I've often said that some of those light colours were quite lacking. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they are like. Here we go. It says 20 new colours. So that's going to be rather nice to see what they are. And let's have a look. We need a drum roll or something to get into the new colours. And there they are. Aren't they just fabulous? And as the photograph showed, here are these wonderful pale colours that are usually so sadly lacking in the FABER CASTELL Polychromos pencils. But they must have listened somewhere, or their ears have been burning. But we've got a good array. It's going to be interesting to see what they are like. I've got a piece of white paper here, and I also have a piece of dark grey pastel matte, because it's always quite useful to try the colours both on light and on dark. We're going to work our way through them from the beginning. And this one is called Arylide Yellow. Arylide Yellow, 202. Nice yellow, especially for an underlayer. It feels very nice. It's a soft lead. Let's see what it looks like on there. So if you like that color, the number you've got to go for is 202. It's always better when you are looking at any pencils is to actually order by the number, even if you can't say the name. Okay, let's go on to the next one and see what we have there. Lizardite Green. That's interesting. And it is a lovely light green. Look at that. Let's have a look and see what it looks like on a darker surface. Not quite as obvious as it is on the lighter surface, but you know, it would be depending what you were looking for. And the number of that is 204. So I can see that this is definitely going to fill the gap of colours that were missing. Golden Ochre. That's quite a nice colour too, isn't it? Not particularly pale. You could probably have mixed it using some of the other ones, but not bad at all. Interesting. It's not too yellow, so it's quite a muted colour. 285. Let's see what that is. That's certainly not a pale colour, but that is Red Jasper. Let's have a look at Red Jasper. Again, quite a useful dull colour. So certainly different to your other reds that you have. So it's quite useful and dull. And could well be appropriate for various fruits or something like that. And that number, I always find it difficult to see the gold numbers, but anyway, 288. And it's 210. Let's just have a look. I wouldn't say that's huge, screamingly different to some of the oranges that we have already in the range. But I'm quite sure it would be a useful addition. Pyrrole Red. Reds, I suppose, are always a nice extra because, as I have mentioned before, a lot of the reds in this medium can be a bit clunky. So always good enough to have another red. And that's 211. I don't know if that would be an essential colour. But, you know, that's just my opinion. It's sort of what you see. What have we got here? I can never say that word. Quinacridone Magenta. They're always quite nice to have, these slightly different purpley, pinky colors. That shows up nicely on the dark color and would be very useful for some kind of flowers, because sometimes it's difficult to mix the color. 325. So, you know, that's also a useful extra. What have we got here? Tyrian Purple. Now this reminds me very much of a pale purple that they used to have in the range many years ago. And it was, I think it was called Light Violet, and then it was taken out of the range to make room for other things. It reminds me a lot of that. But it, again, very, very useful for 339. For various flowers, you know, it's quite a useful extra, that. And we have here ultramarine, dark ultramarine violet. Those two go quite nicely together on the cooler side. So this could be useful as a tonal color if you were doing flowers in that kind of range. So that, yeah, is also a very useful one. 350. You don't see that too clearly. Never mind. You heard me say it. Let's have a look at this blue, and then we'll get on to this really exciting range. Oh, goodness, they've got some long words. Fra Angelico Blue. Okay. That's quite nice. It's a bit along the lines of the Ultramarine Blue, which I always find to be quite a useful color myself. If I'm looking for a blue, it's not too strong. 150. Okay, I'm going to just move this over a little bit here. And we're going to do some of these really nice pale colors that were definitely never around. Aquamarine Blue. Green Jasper. That's rather a nice color too. It would go very nicely with some of the other greens that are in the range. There's that lovely grey green, or sometimes they call it something else, I forget now. And that would be a lovely lighter, tonally lighter one that would go well with that. 261. Let's have a look at this pale green. Bohemian Green Earth. Yep, nice. Again, a little warmer than that one, so it would depend if you were doing foreground leaves, background leaves. They would go very well with that one. I was talking about the Green Earth one. And the number for that is 374. These are rather exciting, all these different colors. Slate Green. That's a nice neutral color. It would be wonderful on stems. You know how sometimes the stems of plants don't necessarily have much color, and yet they're pale. 238. And here we have Light Zircon Red. That's a nice, well, I'd call it light pink, but it's lovely, isn't it? It really is a nice color, that. Very useful. Again, if you're doing very pale flowers, a lot of these pale colors, which were so lacking before, are useful for pale flowers or birds that have a pale under feather before you actually get to the brighter colors. 216. Here we have some more along the pinkish Thulite Reddish. There are similar sort of ones already. I think they're called red beige. Red beige is quite similar to that, but not exactly the same. So useful. Not much difference, as you can see, on the darker surface, but on the lighter surface there is definitely a difference, and that's 213. Let's have a look at this one. Thulite Yellowish. subtle differences between those. Again, quite similar to the red beige, I think. But, you know, these are really, really useful. 215. Thulite Brownish. Now that's quite a useful beige, because that was one of the pencils that was really, really missing, was just a beige. And as you know, if you've seen other videos, I have used beiges from different makes of pencil because it wasn't in the Faber-Castell range. 214. But now it is in the Faber-Castell range, and so that's really great. Amethyst Grey. That's a rather lovely colour. It's bluer than your cold greys that are already in the Faber-Castell range. So it's cooler and it's got a slight lilac tinge. Really, really useful, that. 337. And let's see, the last one now is Serpentine Grey. And that's also got that blueness in it. It doesn't have the slight purpleness of the top one, but it has a definite, a greater blue content, which will make it, again, super useful. And that is 237. All new colours that are now available in the Faber-Castell range. It's wonderful to have some of these really pale colours. If I bring the set across, I can see myself certainly using a lot more of these pale colours and ordering further as they run out. I'd probably also make sure I had that to hand, because I did love that light lilac colour that they used to have. So certainly that lot. I do like that one. That's a newish one. And I do like that one. That's a good one as well, because that's more on the green side. I don't know personally if I would go wild about that colour, but that's just me personally. I'm just running through all these different colours with you. Obviously, you could make your own choices. The orange and the red, yeah, they'd probably do okay. That would probably be quite useful. Not sure if I'd worry much about those. Those two are different, definitely different. And this is a pale green. It's a yellowy green. So that's also a really, really useful one. I don't know how really different this yellow is from cream, to be quite honest. I don't think there's a huge screaming difference, but it could be useful. So out of a set of 20 new colours, and it's only my personal interpretation, I'm not sure if I'd worry much to get those, but I certainly would get this array. It fills the gap that was sadly lacking in the Faber-Castell range. So I think that is wonderful. Well done, Faber-Castell.